Well, this week's Goofy USA is all about these 21-foot tall fiberglass people. And it is the International Fiberglass Giants, and some people call them Muffler Men. This all kind of started when the 50s, fiberglass was kind of new and was starting to really make its way into boats and some cars and other things. And fiberglass had really started to make its way. And rodeo enthusiast Bob Pruitt had an idea that instead of building trailers, horse trailers, out of metal, he was going to try to build these horse trailers out of fiberglass. Oh. But he didn't want to drag a horse to rodeos and that sort of thing, so he made a fiberglass horse too, and it fit inside the trailer, and it was actual size, right? That way he didn't have to feed it and all that. It was just a fiberglass horse that stood in the trailer.
But it was a real life-size horse, so it would show that these horse trailers would fit a horse.
So guess what? He started selling fiberglass horses. He wasn't horsing around. That was his main business.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. But as that grew, he started making other stuff. He had basically a whole fiberglass farm full of offerings, including cows, calves, bears, roosters, and even cowboys riding bucking bronco.
Oh my goodness. So then the call came in from Sacramento, and he got an order for a giant Paul Bunyan. Well, that's not an animal. But Pruitt made the molds to make a man, and just as he was ready to deliver the Bunyan to his new home, the restaurant canceled the order. Well, he was already good at selling fiberglass things, so he took Paul Bunyan on Route 66 and didn't have to go far before he found a customer in Arizona for the Big Paul.
Yep. And you don't make big people and not get noticed. And Steve Dashew, who had a boat building business in Venice, California, was looking to keep his boat builders busy in the off season. So Dashew offered to buy the mold and the rights to Pruitt's creations, and thus went the business of making fiberglass farm animals and fiberglass people.
Big fiberglass people.
Yep. Dashew's company, International Fiberglass in Venice, California, soon began selling more and more of the Titanic Paul Bunyans. Back in the 60s, these statues sold for about $1,800 to $2,800 each, which in nowadays dollars is $14,000 to $22,000.
In 1966, Dashew applied for a patent for a trailer to easily move and place the American Giants. He also continued making the farm critters, and he even expanded into dinosaurs, tigers, and Yogi Bears.
Hey, boo-boo! In all, hundreds of the enormous people were created, and many of them survive to this day. Some are still in relatively original condition with their paint and such. Others have received costume changes in the ensuing years.
Those are fun to see.
Yeah.
The outstretched arms on one side of these and the raised and upturned hand in the other were a great way to hold a large muffler in front of a muffler shop, and thus the term Muffler Men stuck.
One of the places you can still find a number of Muffler Men is along Route 66, where you can see them in space outfits, holding various food items, and so much more.
Today there's a resurgence in the interest in the fantastic fiberglass fellows, and Joel Baker has really spearheaded that interest with his video series. But Mark Klein is not to be outdone, and he has the molds for many of these giants, and he is recreating them.
Yep, in fact, you can see Mark's creations along Route 66 in a lot of places, including Tulsa, Oklahoma, at Buck Adam Atomic Curios, whose shirt I have on today, where owner and visionary Mary Beth Babcock has inspired the creation of Buck himself, and recently with Stella, his better half, and one of the very few female giants.
Right. There's also Metal Gold Mac, the friendly lumberjack, and he was residing in a local attic for many years, and now he's standing proudly tall in front of Metal Gold Artist Shop Collective. But that's not all. A new giant is coming to town.
My question is, who has a 21-foot tall dude in their attic and just, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Why do you put something like that in your attic? How do you put something like that in your attic?
For sure.
So what started as an advertising gimmick has grown into a following of both original and new giants. In fact, we ourselves have been lured by one of these giants, well, many of these giants, but particularly Lumi, who stands tall in front of the Country Air Cafe in Atlanta, Illinois, and has brought us back multiple times for incredible food and ooh la la,
oh my gosh, award-winning desserts.
Award-winning desserts.
And since we're in Atlanta, did you know it's the home to the American Giants Museum, which houses a number of Joel Baker's giants in a recreation of an old Texaco station where these 21-foot giants stand outside, and more pieces of history spend time inside. So we have a whole video about the American Giants Museum.
And we don't want to forget the other giant in Missouri who stands tall outside the Uranus Fudge Factory, where he celebrates America and assures passerby that
the best fudge comes from Uranus.
And that, my friends, is
Goofy USA.